Hello. I think we're back. I think we are back. I'm sorry about that. I just don't want to make it so that it's, 45 seconds between you talking and then me being able to reply and then you being able to hear me. So, had to fix that. Sorry about that. I should probably go and delete that other stream. In fact, I will do that right now. Because that was a mistake. Happens. Still trying to learn my way around the new system. Welcome back, K-Dot. Thank you for coming back to the stream. Sorry about that awkward first thing. I should also throw up a link in the Discord to the stream. This is fun. You're going to hear my voice for a feedback loop for exactly as long as that just happened. Can't even watch it right now. I'll also see ya. See ya, K-Dot. Oh, thanks for stopping by. We're going to do a little bit of fun here. I have a little bit. You're going to get a little bit done with our maze generator from last time. So this was your idea, and we're going to work on it tonight. So there we go. I've thrown up the link there. I'm going to hop over here to the videos, and we'll go to the live streams. And we'll go to this one here that lasted for 1 minute, and we'll just delete you. I understand that deleting you is permanent. Bye. And there you go, it's gone. Nice. Huh. Oh, we watch it later. See ya. Alright, let's see ya. I'll let you know how it goes maybe on the Discord afterwards too. So if we don't get it done, at least you'll know. Okay, so there we go. Everything should now be set up. We're looking good. As Minecraft says, which is kind of how this stream has started off, but that's okay because we're going to hop right back into our Relearning Minecraft Command Blocks world. So, welcome back. Mushroom Man Toad here. And let's get into it. So, I don't know how many people will be here. The stream is starting way later than normal, and my reason for that is I was at a meeting that I expected to be done about 2.5 hours before it was. So, it's a little frustrating, but not going to stop me from streaming. I said I'm going to at least stream every day this week and see how that goes, and that is what's going to happen. So, we're going to need to figure out what we're doing. Alright, so you got a really handy function here that moves the armor stand, right? What I want to do is I want to actually convert these, like I just said, into functions. So that I can run a single function, and out of that, we'll have this whole maze generation thing. Now, the thing is, I haven't done a data pack on this PC. Like, since I got the new computer, I've not actually done a data pack on it, so I don't actually know if I have an example of a working one of these I can just copy-paste over. Which is fine, because it gives us a great opportunity to learn how to do this. I'm just going to check. Hold on. I take that back. I may have that one from my right-click detection video. Actually, I should have that one. Let me see. Where do I hide my Minecraft on this PC? It's weird because you can't have it on your C drive. So I shall try to locate that quick. Oh yeah, I do. I do have a working data pack. That's nice. So I'm going to go in here to data packs, and I'm just going to copy this over to this save. I know you can't see this, and I'm just working in File Explorer. It's kind of not doing anything. So if we go, just do /reload, data pack, list. There you go. See, file/command pack. So there we go. We can now enable that. I'm going to just rename some stuff really quick, and then we'll hop into actually making functions. And I do have a window for Notepad open. So we'll call this Relearning Command Pack. It should have a pack.mcmeta. Hey, you can actually look at this because I have a handy notepad thing here. So pack format, apparently still 1. Description, data pack for the live stream. All right, so we'll just do that. And I'm just going to let this screen sit here for just a moment so that it looks like I'm doing things in a data pack while I just adjust these things. Data, we're going to rename this to... what are we going to call you? We're going to call you RCB, which is just Relearning Command Blocks. We'll go to Functions, and we'll just clear this out because it's a different world. So we'll go with a new folder, and we'll call you Maze. And we'll create a new... We'll go over here, and we'll create a new text document, and we're just going to call you... we'll call you main loop.mc function. All right. So you couldn't see any of that, but now you can see this. If you look onto your screen now, you'll see I've just opened up a new window called it's a new text document called main-loop.mc function. It's completely empty, but what you'll see is if we reload /function, and there it is, right there, that function we just made. So that is a really handy thing, because I can just run that out of a repeating command block, and we'll be able to have one repeating function. And so that can just be here, and we can take all of these things and just run our maze function that way. So, in fact, I will just copy these commands because I know that these work, right? So you can see here, there's a command, and it's just going to set block the structure block. And so we can actually change this command here really easily to be just a function, and so it'll call another function that will do our command block setting. You may be able to tell I thought a little bit about how I wanted to do this before the stream. Not a whole lot, though. So, and this is just going to set the redstone block. This one here will actually probably be the same function. So, yeah, and then we'll grab you, and you are actually probably going to change into a different function that we're actually going to call a function with. So this is going to be a function command here. Rather than running a TP command, it'll actually store the TP command. So, because that gets rid of conditional command blocks, and if you are a person who works with command blocks, good practice is to not use conditional command blocks. Chain command blocks that are conditional, don't do it. Just don't do it. If you can find a way around it, that's when you're really working like a programmer, as opposed to like that is actually functionality that is not that easily accessible. You have to think about, okay, I'm going to run these lines of code in this order, and I want them to do what I need them to do, and I want to make it as compact as possible. That's what coding really comes down to. So, that said, I'm going to head over here, and I'm just going to create a new MC function file. And we'll call this... Actually, hold on. I gotta see what these commands do. What's this one do? Okay. So we'll handle XTP and then handle ZTP. That'll be what I call my two functions. Which sound like method names from Java because that's what I've been doing a lot of lately. So, handle XTP dot MC function. You think I know how to spell it? Wow, I really have misspelled this horribly. There we go. And apparently I still misspelled function because handle XTP.MC. Oh yeah, I forgot the C in function. There you go. That'll do it. There we go. Handle XTP. And because apparently I can't type tonight, we're going to make a copy and we'll call you handle ZTP.MC function. So there we go. And we'll open these two up here. And then, while we're on the topic of making functions, I will just add one more, and we'll call this set structure block. Let's do main SSB for set structure block, because these things have to be shorter than 15 letters long in their names. So, we're going to do, instead of this, we're going to cut this out, paste it in here. All right, and then we're going to go run, and we're going to go function RCB. I need to check out the formatting of this function. Okay, colon maze slash, and then the function name. So head over here, RCB main slash. Oh, you can't actually see the Minecraft thing because you can't see it when I switch windows. So I will have to fix that here in just a moment. Main slash, and then this is going to be handle XTP. So, reload. And so that should actually be working. So I'm gonna just grab this command here. Oh, again. Man, I gotta get used to switching windows. Sorry. We should have this look nicer in a second. I guess it's more interesting to see the actual commands as I'm placing them in here. We can actually just do remove at S, because now we're running it as a function. Run execute as at S. And that'll separate that for me. Okay. This is coming back to me very quickly, but I am glad we're doing this. Also, if you're here and you're not talking in chat, you need to say something in chat. Like, hello, I'm glad to have you here, but, like, nobody's talking. It's no fun for anybody, right? Function RCB :main / handle ZTP. Alright. And we're going to go execute as at s run. Fortunately, that all fits in one line. That's handy. I hope YouTube compression isn't slaughtering your ability to see this. And we'll do that. And then we'll grab this one. Which can also just be at S. And then we'll grab this one, which can also just be at S. So there we go. That should actually be set up now. And so if we were to take these command blocks down, and I will just copy paste, oh wait, switch window. There we go. I can do this. So I'm just gonna grab all of these commands here from the top down, just in case. Not that I think anything will go wrong, I think this will work perfectly, but if we just reload, right, and then we'll go function. So if I press this button, it says it's executing all of the commands, and yet all it has actually managed to do is stick an armor stand right there in the corner. Hello, Captain Score, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why this isn't working, actually. And I'm gonna go look at it, because it should be. Like, if I go function, right, so yeah, if I do that, that'll work. So if we switch windows over here, let me look here. What I'm doing is I'm executing as the armor stand to run this function. So let me just make sure it's actually a function, right? Oh, I've called it main. That's what I've done. Let's call you maze. Boy, you wouldn't guess what programming language I've been working in lately. As soon as this reloads, yep, there we go. We've got our maze generation right back to where it was. Oh, never mind. We've got our maze generation right past where it used to be. Oops. Well, that is definitely just a offset by 1. It's an off by 1 error. And we deal with it by doing that. So we're gonna have to fill some stuff there. /fill. And we'll head over here to this corner. And we shall do /fill here. Blue. Concrete. There we go. And we'll go /fill. This is why I did this whole thing up a block layer, so I don't have to deal with the sandstone being replaced. So just do that for me. And we'll just go there. There we go. Just like that, can't tell I broke anything. So if we do this again now, you'll see as it loops that function there, this should be handled completely correctly. There you go. And just like that, it is. Thought we weren't using functions. Yeah, but I realized that this is going to be so much more efficient if we actually do, because then I don't have to deal with a bunch of chain command blocks, and most importantly, it's not going to take me like 500 some command blocks to actually get the room generation correct. So we have several options for structure blocks now that we can set block, right? So what is nice is this one here can only be set in one way. However, this one can be set in 4 ways. This one can be set in 4 ways, right? So, yep, this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. This one here, also 4 ways. This one here, only 1 way. This one here, only 2 ways. So, what that leaves us with is 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 4 is 13, plus 1 is 14, plus 2 is 16. So we have 16 possible rooms, all right, in our very, very simple maze generation thing. 16 possible rooms does leave us... So that's 16 functions just to pick the block without any of the other mathematics like being thought of. So. So, on top of staying hydrated. Alright. Oh, shoot! You can't see this! You guys gotta yell at me in chat if you can't see what I'm doing. I'll just demonstrate here again. We're only running one function command, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but you'll see maze generation right back where we left off. Okay, cool. If you look here, the only thing we're running is that main loop function, which was on screen for the last, like, minute. So, yeah. And we're actually going to head back into this, because now, well, no, we're not. We're going to figure out how we can set block all of these command block, or all these structure blocks so that they give structures in the right places. So, now that we know this works, I can clear out my inventory. We can grab ourselves a new command block. And so what we need is to find a way to set all of these structure blocks with the correct rotation such that they will place down and then also be in the right position. That's what we need to make sure we have here, are commands that do that. So we're going to go set block, structure block, and we're going to go replace. Yep, okay. And so now we have to do this, alright? We're going to go mode. I do remember this. So if we go like that, right, first things first. Yep, that's a load block. So, let's give you some data. Yep, Minecraft : C. And so we're going to get... data get block. Just give me this. So your name, it is just a tag called name. Okay, so I was right. Name equals Minecraft : maze 0000. And just like that. There we go. And so if we just give you a little bit of power here. There we go, there's that structure. Cool. Alright, so. That is that one. We know this one is correct. So. I'm just going to copy... I'm going to copy this command here. I'm going to go paste it into just a new empty file. We're just going to make a new text file, and we're going to call it structure set blocks.txt. So we'll just do that. And then I will go and get more of these as we go. So next up, what we want is to load in this structure. Right, so there is that structure there, and this is going to be in the correct position. So we'll grab this one, and I will go and paste this into that empty file once again. What else do I have open here? I don't need that file. So there we go. I can put them all in the same spot. So that's a valid function. Next up, we're going to want to rotate it, actually. So let's put you back, and we're going to go with this. We're going to go data get block. And we're going to see is this new one here is rotation is clockwise 90. If we go this way, it's going to be clockwise 180. And then if we go this way, it's going to be counterclockwise 90. Yeah, okay. So let us set If this works out, will you release the world file? I can. I mean, if that's a thing people want, I absolutely could. Rotation. I don't know. Let me know. Is that something you guys would like? Because I would do it. Like... Okay. And this is where this becomes problematic, right? Is that we're going to end up with it wanting to load this structure somewhere where it shouldn't. Right, so this one here wants to load in this direction. That got dangerously close to my function block, but it didn't hit it, so we're good. Okay, so what we need to do is, like, the room orientation is correct, but we need to adjust for this offset, right? So if we're going to rotate it counterclockwise, better get rid of you. Now let's knock some blocks out as well, make sure we're doing it right. So what we should be able to do is if I grab myself a structure block. Oh, that's just middle click to pick block. If you're not familiar with the pick block command, or the pick block function rather, that's just that thing. So, yeah. And we're going to go maze 1000. Right, so now it's oriented this way, which is not where we want it. So we're actually going to adjust it by 5. That's the wrong 5. Adjust it by 5. All right. No, we're not. We're going to adjust it by 4. Okay. We're going to go data get block. And what's different about you? Pose X is now 4. So we'll go pose X 4. We do this. We power it. Now we're going to get the wall oriented this way. Okay, cool. Can totally do this. So this is another working function, and we'll just go and paste you in the notepad one. I'll just full screen you so I can see all of these. All right. So next up, I can pretty much mental math where I'm going to have to do this. So we'll go 180, pose X equals 4, pose Z is 4, right? So if we do this, we should end up seeing... Yep, and there goes the wall. Just like that. A few days ago I figured out that the chest MBT is disabled in the code for Spigot survival players. Ooh. No config options. Okay, yeah, but at the same time you don't want, you know, that thing that's possible to do with chests happening, you know, in your world, so. Which I'm not going to go into too much gory detail about because it's an exploit and nobody likes that, so. Okay, and then the last one, I'm pretty sure we're just going to need to adjust you on the pose Z. And we're going to go with counter clockwise. We're going to go with 90. And so we set you. And that apparently Bud powered it, so that was cool. So there we go. There's a nice little thing there. I'm going to copy that over here to this once again. Okay. Now I'm actually just going to make a whole bunch of copies of these and just change these numbers as is appropriate for whatever the file name is. So, I know you're not going to be able to see this, but bear with me for just a moment while I grab all these file names. So this first one here is maze 1000. We just did that one. So this one here is maze 1100. So, we're going to go 1100, 1110, 11. Right, and we're going to go next up. This structure here, which is presumably 1110. Yep, okay. So we'll head over here to the notepad, and we'll just go. Okay. And this next one doesn't need rotation, and that's just 1111. And so we'll just grab this first function here. Maze 1111. Okay, and then we're gonna need one more function, and that is for you, and that is just to rotate you 90 degrees. And that fish, hey boy, welcome to the stream. I assume duping. Duping is not what I was talking about. I'm thinking the reason that's going to be disabled is because the client can... Basically, what you can do, if you know how to do it, is you can send the server a packet that contains a chest and a chest and a chest and a chest full of items. And that level of layering, just being in your inventory, will corrupt the packet, and it'll basically kill the whole server until your player data is deleted. And then you can just reset and do it again. Because, obviously, if you delete the player data, all, your bans and kicks of that person, I believe, are taken with the UUID once the player data is gone. I could be wrong about how they store bans in that way, but I think it's something like that. I don't know. Either way, it's that whole thing, so... Okay, and this one's 1010, and you need to rotate 180. Anyway, I would just imagine that has to do with being the reason why chests are not allowed. No, you would think so. But again, if you're dealing with, some kind of hacker, like, it's not hard to just send a packet that says that to the server, right? That you've added this item to inventory on the client, tell the server, oh, hey, we just picked this up. And it's over. So, I now have a whole bunch of commands, all right? And so, what can we do with these? Well, I actually want to make a variation of this randomizer here, right? Like, there is probably a really good way to do randomization in the code. A couple people suggested doing spread players, and that will work. But I'm going to go for that little randomizer thing over there. So, as soon as I just clear this out here really quick, and I'm going to do it by hand because I'm not a command blocker, and I don't know how to do /fill, apparently, anymore. No, I am. Gotta go in a bit. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by anyway. Glad to have you here for the time that you are here. And yeah, I'm going to try punching in all of these. I'm going to make a command block with each one of these. That's what I'm going to do. Just to start off with. So we're going to make our little control board right here. And so I'll hop over here. I'm going to just slide my notepad down. And we'll just grab the first function. No, hold on. This isn't going to work, is it? Because it's going to take one tick for that block update to be sent. So I actually think the structure block is going to be spawned in a tick too late. And it'll take another tick to remove the redstone block. So I need something that can actually be done instantly. And I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. I'm gonna go see what people are actually doing, because this is actually gonna be too slow. Okay. Thoughts on Mario Kart Tour since it's been out for a while? I have not seen it, honestly. Yep. Please hold for just a moment here while I try to figure this out. I'm just looking through, and I'm looking for anybody who is... Of course, the top comment is comment deleted by user, so I'm trying to just figure something out. Alright, I'm going to go look at this guy because what he has done is he linked to a function file that is no longer available, of course. So, how do you generate a random number? Well, I guess we can generate one on the spawn of the entity, right? And so we just kick it off a tick earlier. Yeah, I guess that'll work. I think that'll work. I don't know. You know what? Let's try it once and just see what happens. I think that's a good starting point here, all right? So we're just going to go like this. Actually, no reason to sneak. All right. I shouldn't even count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. Okay. And then we also are going to need a command block. And this is what? 1 block negative x, 1 block positive y, set block 1 air. Right? Cool. That's going to be chain and always active. And we'll just grab you. And we'll just line you up down this way. Cool. Blue Tea, hello, welcome to the live stream. Right now we're working on a maze generator, and as you can see, right now I'm working on getting the rooms going. And so there's 16 different possibilities for rooms, and I'm just going to work on coding those in right now really quick. So I'm just copy pasting these over from a notepad file I made about 5 minutes ago. So yeah, that's what's happening right now. Right off the bat, I'm just going to do truly random rooms, and we'll build from there, right? So, one... Oh, no, I just lost count. Oh, you just did number 5, okay? You just got to stay in front of the one you're just doing, right? Okay. Grab command number 6. Paste command number 6 in. Look at block number 7. Grab command from line 7. Paste it in. So last time we made the actual structure files for this time we just figured out the position of the structures and the rotation of the structures relative to everything, and then, yeah, this should work. Because it turns out when you rotate things in a structure block, it actually rotates its physical location, doesn't keep the same position, which on one hand makes sense, but on the other hand, come on, Mojang, just give me some consistency here. Okay. Paste. I should have 4 functions left. I have 3 functions left. What? What have I done? Hold on. 0. We've got 1 counterclockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise. None of those said what I'm actually just saying, but just go with it. Clockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, normal, clockwise, clockwise. Next up we should have counterclockwise, okay? It would in fact appear that I did forget one, so that's why we count, right? So there's this one here, which is everybody's least favorite room. And then there, in fact that one should never generate technically, but whatever. Clockwise 180, and then we actually just need a variant of this that has none of this extra data at the end. Okay, there we go. Use command blocks too, but I'm not the best. Hey, that's alright. We're all learning here. I'm out of practice too, so yeah. Thanks, I subscribed. Oh, thank you, Blue Tea. Thank you for the support. I appreciate that. And, yeah, thank you. Okay. So, next up, where have I actually told it to set block this command? Because if the answer is, I have to redo all of these. I have to redo every single one of these. Probably. Okay. So, presumably, we'll be able to run this function from the armor stand, like as and at the armor stand. No, we won't, because we're running it out of a command block. So we're actually going to have to do something a little bit more technical here, and that's execute at E tag equals, and I have to go grab the tag. So what's our tag? Is maze generator. Sweet. Yeah, okay, we just have to redo all of them. That's okay. And we'll add the type equals armor stand, just for safety. Again, I know you can't actually see what I'm typing right now, but you'll see it in game here in just a moment. And I just need to fix these all, because if we're gonna run them out of these command blocks, we're gonna have to do it right. Hopefully we can do all these updates in the same tick, but I'm pretty sure we can't. So we're gonna have to be a little bit more creative with how we do this, but I think it'll still work. I think. I'm gonna grab, oh no, don't do that. Need you. We're gonna go down here. We're gonna go maze generator, and we're just gonna chop this part off the end. Okay, just assume I did everything that I just talked about doing on video, and yeah. Okay, so you'll see here now. Oh, better not do that. We'll do this, and so you'll see what I've done here now is if we go to the start of this, we're gonna execute at the armor stand. And then we're gonna run it. Alright, and we have to make it negative, so that's different. Please someone made these all negative already? Okay, I did. So now I just have to copy paste literally every single one of these over. That's fun. Yeah. So, how's everybody's day going today? What's going on in your guys' world? Because this is what's going on in my world right now. That and a meeting that ran longer than I counted on it doing, so the stream was a little late tonight. A little late, 2 hours late, but sorry about that. Yeah, so what's going on for everybody in your worlds today? I'll look here in just a second and say. Hopefully we get this right first time. Also, hopefully that nasty bug where everything in a command block would totally break if you have a space on the end. Hopefully that's no longer a thing. Alright, we should have 4 commands left. We have 4 commands left. Okay, that's a good sign. That means we probably didn't goof something up. We probably did goof something up, but not that. Not that specifically. For example, did we actually remember to include run? Oh, we did. We did remember to include run. That's good. That's good, because actually running commands is kind of the whole point of command blocking. So, boom, done. All right, what is going on? What could the area effect clouds be used for? And you're watching my stream, your day's been good? Oh, that's good. That's good, yeah. Been a good day here, too. Really busy. Got a lot of work to do here, especially with tomorrow coming up. Got a busy day. What could area effect clouds be used for? Okay, so area effect clouds have a couple cool uses. First of all, they have a value that changes when a player walks into them. So that's its size, right? So every time a player, or any entity really, that can take a potion effect walks into it, it'll change its size, and you can track that. So I'm sure there's a way you could possibly use that to count how many times. I mean, there's better ways to do it, really, but that's one thing that just popped into my head. Another thing it's good for, obviously, is just the potion effect thing, but possibly most useful, you can make it completely invisible, and it's an entity that'll only exist for one tick if you set it up right, meaning that for ray tracing, it can be amazing. And unfortunately, I'm not totally sure what you mean there, to the person who's just showed up in chat that, Saput, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna butcher that if I try to pronounce it here, but, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not totally sure what you've said there. Okay. Cool, you have an idea for you then? Awesome. Well, I would encourage you to go for it. You never know, what'll come from a cool idea. Okay, so. Now, we should have a function for actually generating these now, right? So every tick, and I gotta go look at the notepad here. I believe it's in handle Z. No, handle that, no. No, it's gonna set the structure block first. Okay, that's helpful. So before it does any TPing, we can instead execute at an armor stand. What do I use to stream with? Okay, so I personally am actually using OBS Studio. And I could, throw up a link to their site in the chat. Because I know if you go and search for it, you'll see, one of the sites is it, and a bunch of them are sketchy things. So, in fact, let me find that, and I will link it so you can have a look at it for yourself. I don't know if it'll fit the needs you have. It does for me, although some people have said a lot of other things can also be good streaming things. For example, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, that's a good one you can go to. But I'll throw up a link here. I don't know if you can click that or how links work in my live chat, because I'm always changing my settings depending on what's happening. But that is what I personally use, and it's a really handy program once you get a feel for it. Initially, I will warn you right off the bat, whatever you're trying to record, if you use the default settings, it will lag. You'll just have to play with it for quite a few test runs to get that going. With NVIDIA, yeah, I never finished that thought. Shadowplay is also a thing. I think it's called Shadowplay, is an option for recording things. I don't know if you can stream from that. But I will say for recording, I've been told that that is just objectively better because it comes straight off the card. Yeah, either Pretender says Shadowplay. I've been told that's specifically better for recording. I too have an NVIDIA card, but I just kind of like having it all in one terminal. And I'm also kind of stubborn, so I'm just going to stick with this for now because it works. I don't want to... it does the job, right? You can see this on your end. So, as far as I can tell, you can see it anyway. So, yeah. That said, I want to see basic randomized room generation by the end of this stream. I will have to go here shortly. Unfortunately, it's just got to be a shorter stream because I got started later. But I will try to... I will do everything in my power to make sure it's an earlier stream tomorrow. Although, again, gonna have some stuff to do. Every time I feel like I'm getting to the end of having stuff to do, there's just more stuff that comes up. I don't know. I think I've just summarized life, actually. But, that's just the way it is. Actually, no. I can do better than this. Here's a function. So, we're actually going to change you to be right here at this location. And then we're going to cut you, set you to always active. Then we're going to paste you. Alright? Now watch this. This is one of those handy command block tricks. You see what I did there? I turned it to always active, then put the command, turned it to always active, exited the command block, then put the command in, right? So it's going to run once as soon as I place it. I do need to change the tag ID though. But now I can do that because it's already in already active mode, so... We'll call you Maze Rand. And I'm going to use Java formatting for this. So let's just, I mean, it's not just Java formatting, it's programming formatting, but I just use it in Java. All right. There we go. Did it. Okay. So now we can just execute one of these that has the custom tag of maze_rand. Because if we do say at e tag equals maze_rand, you see there they are. Those are the armor stands. So that's really handy. Now I can execute a command at all of these, right? Or at a random one of these, more specifically, is kind of what I want to do. So we're going to go back to our function file. That's what we're going to do. I just muted desktop rather than switching windows. At least I didn't mute my mic, because I've done that before too, and just been talking into the void, and nobody knew it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go execute set. We're going to go set block redstone block. Instead of this, we're going to go execute at r type equals armor stand. No, you can't do this anymore, can you? You have to go at e type equals armor stand, limit equals 1, sort equals random. You have to do it that way now. I always forget about that. Tag is got to be maze_rand, and we don't care about scores. So we'll get rid of that. Hopefully this works. I'm just going to reload. And fairly unsurprisingly, that is happening. I'm not actually sure where the armor stand went to. Oh. It's here now. Also, if you're still here, feel free to say hi. Okay, look at this. Every time I open it, it's got a different number in it. That's cool. Okay. But what this does tell us, importantly, is that... Oh, that was a good popping P right there. You guys gotta yell at me if you can't see the window. Alright, so... Here's where we found the structure block right here. And you'll see every time I open it, it's got a different number in it. So it's random. It is picking these things randomly, which is nice. And you can actually see that happening over here. What I just need to do is run it from the armor stand as long as it has an X post score greater than whatever the number was. I think 1. Actually, it's greater than 1. But this is a good sign. Run. We're actually going to go execute as for that function. And I'm just going to reload. And now I know you didn't see that. But you'll see that now it looks like it's all working. And that is because hopefully it is. Okay. So what I was kind of afraid would happen did. By the way, first of all, I should say that, yay, it actually did generate rooms randomly. Yes, it's entirely unsolvable. That's expected. There is no fail-safe mechanism in place right now. I would have been very surprised if we had gotten a solvable maze first try. Like, very surprised. Playing around with this on a TI-84 calculator. Let me tell you, that doesn't happen. But what this means I can do is I can take this command block right here. And I can go, and I'm going to go back to this function here and steal this command block, or not command block, but just this command, paste it in here, right? And so if we do this, I should now have a room here? No. Interesting. Interesting. So did you actually do your job? Answer is probably not. Unless this redstone block is just doing some bud power wizardry. I'm just going to break it to make sure that's not what's happening, right? No, it's not. So what we're ending up with is an empty first room. And we don't want that, right? What if I just force it into a state where... I can do this. Can I do this? Yes, I can do this. I'll grab the other command. We'll paste it in here. And instead of this, we'll go -1. But actually, what I want is just you. And so that way we'll force the first room to not be a dead-end room. And that'll help with... Actually, that'll just help with solvability. So there we go. Now we have a room here. I've literally just force-placed a room. What could be a good bit rate? That really depends on what your computer is. Like, I cannot tell you. I'm just going to say, test it. Record something with it. See if it's choppy. It'll be choppy. And then change it. And do that over and over again until you find something that looks half decent. So, here, we don't have a maze, but we do have a matrix. That's what we have here. So next time, I think when we do a stream here, I'll try to get implemented some sort of algorithm to the maze. But right now, I do just want to say, I think where we have gotten to tonight, just from where we started off, looking good. At least it's tonight for me. I have no idea what time zone you are in. And the odds are probably not mine if you are watching this. So, because it's getting, well, maybe mine actually. But it's getting kind of later here. But anyway, yeah. So this is definitely a start. We do have all of the rooms randomly generating right now. And next time, I will try to implement some sort of algorithm. The idea being that with this same trick I used to place these armor stands this way, I can actually make armor stands with different tags. And what those tags would be is just to say, is this block here an air block? If so, then we need a room that has an opening on this side. And then the other one would be, if there's an air block here, I need a room that has an opening on this side here to make sure that there's always some sort of connectivity throughout the maze, but it still isn't guaranteed to be solvable because, again, you could end up with, say, an open door here, right? But then you end up in a dead end like this. So that can still happen. It'll still be dead end. It's still not guaranteed solvable, but that's a start for an algorithm, and I could actually look up some good maze solving algorithms if I have time tomorrow. And we could get a very basic implementation here of something that will generate a maze. So I think it's a really good place to start. And I also think it's a good place to leave off. Unfortunately, yeah, we are actually looking at still being just under an hour. So I will stay here a minute here if Blue Tea, if you need any other help with getting set up initially, I will be happy to help you here, and I will stick around here for the next couple of minutes. And then I'm going to head off, I think, because I think this is good progress for today. Because this next part's going to take 2 hours to really get something that looks and works. That works well and looks good. But yeah. Yeah, I can give you advice because I've helped other people troubleshoot theirs, and I know where a lot of the bugs with OBS will be as you're trying to get it set up. So, yeah. Hopefully I can be a little bit helpful to you while we're doing this. And yeah, I'm just going to put this image on screen and probably use it for the thumbnail of the next video because it looks really cool and really techy. It is in no way a functioning maze, but thank you. I think it does look cool, but it is in absolutely no way yet a functioning maze. In fact, I think the most connected rooms in one place is right down in here, this little thing here. Oh, this one here is close. So we've got 2 little strings where there are more than 5 rooms connected. Maybe 3. There's another. There's a couple of them. I think I see 5. 5 strings of more than 5 connected rooms. That's like. I turn on post notifications so I can see your next uploads and streams. Well, thank you. Wow, I appreciate the support, Blue Tea. Glad to have you here. Yeah. Hopefully, like I said, I'm gonna be trying to do a stream every single day this week. I can't make guarantees. Especially since every time I've made a guarantee pretty much this whole year about when I'm gonna upload something, it has not happened. But I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna try to do it, especially this week, just to do it, to put something out there, you know. And right now, somebody suggested a maze generator, and here we are 2 streams later, or 1 stream later, but tomorrow it'll be 2 streams later, and we'll probably be wrapping it up. Actually, yeah, while you're doing that, I'm going to go look at some maze generation algorithms. And probably within the next 5 minutes here. Let's see. So, wow, there's a whole Wikipedia article for this. Oh, goodness, graph theory. Can you do graph theory with command blocks? Possibly? Let's see. Okay, so what it looks like it does is it grows off of a node. That's interesting. When you finish the maze generator, can you try to make an elevator? Okay, so that's an interesting one. So, like, how do you mean elevator? Like, what method? Like, I assume you're not talking about a piston elevator. Because, you know, a piston elevator is not really command blocky. But at the same time, I assume something a little bit more complicated than TP at P plus 5. Like, tilde, 5, tilde, right? Like, a little more complicated than that, but... Actually, this maze generation algorithm is really, really neat. I like it. And just watching it generate, I'm picking up on how it does it. Wow. That's cool. Okay. Well, that was one of the most satisfying things I've seen. Used a block on an armor stand so it moves up and down smoothly. Oh, okay, okay. So you mean like an actual elevator? Oh, okay. Okay. We'll toy around with that next time. I think. I could always just steal the way that Nox Crew, what was the name of that map they had a couple years ago? The Elytra one. It was... You probably know the map I mean. It was one of the most famous ones, I think, ever. You know, it's like just below the tier, like, that diversity exists on. Like, yeah. Okay. Make the initial cell other unvisited cells. If the current cell has any neighbors that have not been visited, choose randomly one of the unvisited neighbors. Push the current cell to the stack if it has more than one unvisited neighbor. Remove the wall between the current cell and chosen cell. Make the chosen cell the current cell and mark it as visited. Else, the stack is not empty. Pop a cell from the stack while the cell is not empty and the pop cell has no unvisited neighbors. Make it the current cell. Cool. Tested OBS and it works super well. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Again, like if you try streaming with it, don't do something super important for your first stream. Literally put out test stream trying to get things working. Like, because you're going to need to. Every time I've changed computers, I've had to do that. You can't know. You just can't know. But I'm glad to hear it's working for you. And yeah. Okay, how did I learn command blocks? I kind of told this story here last stream a little bit. So, the way I started off, I'm self-taught. I'll put it out there, like, most of what I learned about command blocks was literally looking through the Minecraft wiki. And then one day, like, I haven't been, like, I didn't know YouTube was a thing that was, like, something I could, like, just even to watch until about 5 years ago. And I've been playing Minecraft since 2014. Like, January 2014. So, yeah. I taught myself using Minecraft Wiki. So, when I started off, I was in 6th or 7th grade. I'm not going to do quick math at this time of night for that, but something like that. I was really young, and my tech skills were 0. Like, I played video games in my free time, and that was the limit of my knowledge of how to use a computer at that point. So, I was playing around with it, right? And I was pretty much solid creative mode for the first few months, and then finally I played a little survival mode. But this is a tangent. That's what this is. This is a tangent. So anyway, back to the point. So, eventually I started playing around with redstone a little bit in survival and trying to figure that out, and I enjoyed it because I could manipulate the world. And then one day I figured out that /give was a thing in my creative world, and I mainly just use that to get things like command blocks and to, play, well, not for command blocks, but there were unobtainable things, like end portals, for example. There's a good one. Or nether portals, or the end portal frames, actually. And so /give, right? You can give yourself, and you got to find the number. So you go to the Minecraft wiki, you find the number, /give, type in the number. This is 1.7.10. So that is how long ago this was. I was starting this off in 1.7.10. I remember the 1.8 update where they started phasing out the item and block IDs, and I hate it. I'm like, why would you not just stick with the numbers? The numbers make so much more sense. They don't make more sense, old me. That's just you being stubborn. That's all that is. So yeah, and then one day I discovered /summon, and I spawned in a zombie, and I was the happiest camper on like the planet. I don't know if there was a happier kid out there at that moment. Like I did that. I made that zombie appear without a spawn egg. I was like, this is awesome. How do I spawn in an ender dragon? And I spent probably a week. Again, understand, my knowledge of technical Minecraft or technical anything, was about 0. So, when I'm looking through the wiki page, I'm looking for any hint as to what you would call an ender dragon when you spawn it. Spoilers, capital E, capital D, no space between them. Again, we are back in 1.7.10. So now it's, the whole Minecraft separation and all that. But back then, it was not nearly this formalized. Notch was still on the dev team. Man, that makes me feel old. But anyway, so I got the Ender Dragon, and I found out there were Ender Crystals in the game. I'd never been to the end, right? I was a creative player. So, I found out there were End Crystals. I found out that there was a storyline at the end, and I put a warning sign on that end portal that I built in my base, and I said, warning, cheesy ending through here. And that was in 6th grade, so... So, you asked how I got started? That's how I got started. Eventually, I figured out you can chain these things together to do cool things. Like, I saw people making maps on YouTube, where you were doing only one command creations. Oh man, log.zip showcasing those only one command creations people sent him. That got me hooked. And I said, well, I want to make one of those. And so what did I do? I went online and found an only one command generator. And you know what? Thank goodness the one I found didn't work. Didn't work. So I figured out how to do it myself. Yeah, I know. And so what I did is I looked at the code and I said, okay, you spawn in a tile entity. Like a falling block, that's a command block, with some block data in it, right? And what you would do is that block data would say, okay, and then you're going to spawn this command above it. And what you're going to do is you're just going to spawn a tower, basically. Is what you're going to do is you're going to spawn a tower of tile entities when you push the button. Tower of falling block entities. Why do I keep saying tile entities? That will fall and run the command on at the moment they fall, because redstone power is in the last command block. Pretty simple concept. And then, of course, the one right below it fills everything with air. So that's the basis for only one command creation. So I figured out how to do that myself. And so pretty soon, I was making these little only one command creations. They were never any good. I never really shared them with anybody. I don't even know if I still have them anymore. Honestly, because that old hard drive corrupted, so I'd have to really dig to find those. Probably could if I asked a professional, but I'll get there when I get there. But yeah. One of the other variants was also spawning minecarts. Never figured that out because 1.9 came out as I was just starting to explore how to do it with the minecarts. So, for me, it was the command block towers. It was always the command block towers. I do remember one of them that I made, and I spent, hundreds of hours I sunk into this thing. It spawned in an arena that had phases of mob spawning. And I did it with only one command, creation. So you could push a button, and you would get an arena that appeared, and you could fight in the arena, and there would be, like, waves of mobs, and I kind of customized. I think I got through, like, 4 waves or something before I finally abandoned the project, but I mean, hundreds of hours into that. And I learned a ton from that project, how to place signs with NBT to label the arena on spawn. That was something that took me a lot of time to do. Now, of course, we're really lucky, right? I can just look here and I can go data, get, block. Oh, look. It's the NBT data you need to control the command. We didn't have that back in the day. There wasn't even /block data. So, I don't know. How old of a Minecraft player are you, Blue T? Because, I mean, I should try to get a perspective on that before I keep telling this story. But, But yeah, that is pretty much how I got started. Is I just played around with that. And then, as I kept doing things with command blocks, I got more and more complicated with what I did, right? Yeah, back in my day when I was a kid, we didn't have /block data. All we had was dirt blocks, right? Okay, there we go. Good old dad. Good old dadism. You started in alpha. Okay, so there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness, yeah, that takes you back. 1 second, somebody just shoved a cookie in my face. I did actually play early alpha pocket edition. I was there for the nether reactor. I thought that was cool. And I wish they'd bring back some iteration of it. Like, they keep promising or hinting that they'll bring back some iteration of it. We're getting another update now. I'm counting on it. Yeah, they were. I love that old game, so. But the new one is good, too, The game is still good. But yeah, the memories from back then are just, it's something. I love this game. Obviously, I've been playing it non-stop for 6 years as my main gameplay. So yeah, as long as I've gone the full rant with this stream, I may as well finish the story, right? So, I got more and more complicated with my creations, right? I started chaining things together. I attempted to make several maps. I made several really interesting mechanics. Quite a few of them have actually been uploaded on my channel. If you go back through the complete backlog of, what, almost 400 videos now? 330, I think we're at. Yeah. Okay. And, yeah. So that's cool. It's cool to hear that you started off the same way I did. And I think that's actually true for a lot of people. Okay? I'll tell you here. I will let you in on one here. This is just one of my thoughts, okay? So you can feel however you want about it. One of my least favorite things they've ever added to Minecraft, I can show you in the creative inventory. Alright? Just a second. Oh, wait, alphabetical. Right there. There it is, right there. And I've just seen that it's just caught up to that point on stream, so. Why is this my least favorite thing they've ever added into the game? Or among my least favorite things. In the whole game, right there. Well, here's why. And it's the same with this, where is it? Here's another one. Another huge example right here, right next to it. So the Wither Skeleton Spawn Egg, Zombie Villager Spawn Egg, when all of those were added, I actually formally complained on the Minecraft forum that this is a thing we did not need. And my reason for that was, when I started off with command blocks, one of the very first things I realized is, without using commands, you cannot spawn in your own Wither Skeleton. Like, you have to know to summon a skeleton with a skeleton type, or I think it was called is Wither, or whatever. And figuring that out introduces you to the concept of command format, of NBT on entities. It just introduces you to the concept of NBT entirely. It introduces you to the concept of, the whole /summon command, the whole giving data to things as you spawn it in. This is one of the most fundamental concepts. And not having a way for a player to just get a wither skeleton or to just get a zombie villager in creative mode forced you to have to figure this stuff out. It's just a way to start off with command blocks. Because it's something, everybody wants to do it, when you're first starting out. Like, oh, cool, I can do this here. Look at this, I got skeletons, I got zombies. Let's get a zombie villagers and some wither skeletons. And, let's get some, whatever. Whatever, just whatever. And when they added that egg, it's more convenient for people who just want to make creative builds. I almost even disagree with that. And, okay, but I'm just going to finish here. The difference is, Pretender, and I do hear that, like, everything they add to make things easier could be seen as something that takes away from something. But what makes this one so specific, in my opinion, okay, and this is, again, just my opinion, but I do feel pretty strongly about this. This is where people would start. Blue Tea agrees with me. This is a thing. And quite a few people on Minecraft Forum also said, yeah, that's, where I started with it too. So what I think you're losing is a whole bunch of people who may have become hooked on the technical Minecraft community. And you're going to lose out on them because they don't have that jumping off point. That super easy start that forces them into it. It's like, okay, yeah, we have things that make it easier. Like structure blocks. We don't have to use, /clone all over. Or /set blocks and huge arrays of command blocks, right? We have repeating command blocks and they gave us functions, right? I don't think that takes away from the basics, It makes it easier. Sure, we don't have to do only one command creations anymore. That's great, right? Yeah, there's always people who use MC Stacker, right? Okay, yeah, I'll grant that. Hey, I've even used, I believe MC Stacker is just the one where you can go and say, here's what I want, and punch in the data, and it'll spit out the command. I've used that to see what the NBT tags were. Because, again, we didn't have entity data for a long time. We didn't have block data for a long time. Right. So, what bothers me about it is it was a jumping off point for myself and a lot of people. And when they added those spawn eggs, I can do it in one right click. Is it easier? Maybe. It is easier, okay? Yeah, one right click, a lot easier than learning about that stuff. But what's the cost of that added simplicity? You're going to lose... for example, in my case, when I'm done with high school and I'm going off to college, I intend to major in, like, computer science, computer programming and stuff. That started with command blocks. Like, without enjoying spawning in the entity zombie... And, spawning in the Ender Dragon, figuring out how to get the Wither Skeleton, the baby zombie. Oh, when I figured out baby zombies. Oh, that was a day. It started with that, for me. And now, like, this is what I want to put my whole life into, at this point. So, and I feel like by making it that little bit easier for people, in the very most basic thing, by making it easier, you're going to lose a huge part of what I thought made Minecraft so awesome in the first place. And looking back on it, I think made it awesome, to begin with. And that was that you could draw people in who are interested in pretty much anything, right? Like, you could draw people in who are interested in designing things, right? You can draw people in who are interested in, building computers and how do basic computations devices work at this fundamental level, right? You can draw people in who want to program. You can draw, like me. You can draw people in who, what did I say already? Did I say aesthetics already? Design on things. You can draw people in who just like telling stories with their worlds and making maps. You can draw all of this creativity in. And to me, the addition of that spawn egg really strips away a part of that was there and was so valuable and literally life-changing. It's just instrumental in where I'm going from here out. And so, yeah. When it comes to command blocks, am I passionate? Yes. I I love this stuff. And I'm just sad to think that people coming into Minecraft now, you know, people like myself, people like Blue T, are never going to find that. Are never going to find that starting point with command blocks in the same way we did. You know, in the same way. And it's harder to get into, I think, without it. Because you don't have that aha moment until you actually make something, you know, maybe not on the caliber that you're looking at in front of me right now. Like, you don't have to start there. But the jumping off point, you raise the bar because you summoned in a wither skeleton. Hey, look. Look. I did it too. What do you mean you did? /summon. I can't even do it now because now look. Now it's just that. So there isn't even that skeleton type thing anymore. So you lose out on that introduction NPT. Like, I'm not going to think right off the bat, wow, what if I gave this thing a bow, right? Like, maybe you will. Maybe you will. Maybe we don't lose those people. You know, maybe there aren't. I mean, I'm sure there are. There's still people getting into it. But it can also be made to getting to the hook of the game, the fact that you can create stuff as easy as possible without the syntax. Okay, and I'll grant that. But on the other hand, I do think a lot of what they've done has just... It's taken away what made it really special for a younger version of me. And so, I hear the argument the other way. Definitely, don't get me wrong. I'm all about making things easier in this game. But I'm all about making things easier in any program, really. But, you know, more user-friendly and stuff. But I do think you're just going to lose a percentage of people. And it's like, it's a significant percentage of people. Like, it's who would have gotten into that. And it's just going to be that much harder, you know? Because you don't, when you're starting off with commands, at least in my experience, you don't really realize what is possible off the bat, right? And that, you know, that's true of any field. No, I'm going to say you don't. You don't know what's possible. Because, you know, when you're getting into any field, well, you see the most basic part of it and say, oh, okay, yeah, anybody can do this. And then you get deeper and deeper into it, and you realize there's more and more to learn. And there's more and more to discover about it. And there's more and more that can be done. It's the same here. But you gotta have a place where you can have that first step. Or, I mean, the field becomes basically inaccessible, you know? I don't know. Like I said, that's just my opinion. Obviously, I feel strongly about it. You know, I totally hear the opposite way. And I'm sorry I've gone on a rant now. I said I was going to end this a half hour ago. But I think that was a good point. I do think it's worth saying, you know? But with that said, hopefully my next stream will be a little earlier in the day than this one was today. You know, probably 2 hours or so earlier. It all depends on what time I get home from things and get done with a couple of things that really need to get done first. But hopefully it'll be at a good time. And until then, I do want to thank you for watching, coming out to the stream. And yeah, tomorrow should be another stream if all goes well. So I'll see you then. Thank you for coming out. This has been Mushroom Man Toad. And I'll see you in the next one. And as per usual, there's this awkward pause at the end where I have to, like, wait until the stream catches up. So see you then. There's a solid chance you'll hear this as I'm trying to end the stream, because that just happens. See ya.